6/28/04, day 6 in the evening. Today was the longest day yet for me. It began with an early wake up to look for moose down the road with Mom, Dad, and Aunt Judy. Sure enough, we got to see and photograph a mother moose with a small calf and a young bull. Great. I would never get used to this. After returning and packing, it was off to Denali. The weather looked pretty bad most of the way, but seemed to be clearing as we got closer. Then it started to haze up, and a funny smell filled the air. We arrived in Denali after several missed turns, made it to the bus tour center to confirm our trip, and the visitor center. The center itself was very hot and crowded with people. We stayed for the 15-minute movie while Dad checked us in, and I did manage to fall asleep during this movie. I guess I was really tired. We then went down for some shopping. Mom and Dad bought us some shirts, and Beth and I got a second print by the same artist as the one that we had gotten the other day. After this, we took a quick drive out to the Stampede Trail Road where Chris McCandless went in near Healy. After visiting that, we checked into our cabins. They were very nice, and then we headed out for dinner. I had a blue cheeseburger. It was great. By the way, I haven't mentioned it, but Joellen is a fantastic cook. Everything she has made has been spectacular, particularly the pies, butterscotch and 3-berry. After eating, we went to a few shops and returned to the cabins. After a brief shower, we headed over to Mom and Dad's cabin to watch a little TV, the first TV in 6 days. After saying goodnight, Beth and I went for a short walk across the street where we scared up a rabbit, and then we decided to head back to our own cabin. At this time, I'm sitting on the bed utterly exhausted. My body craves rest, so I need to finish. I hope tomorrow is great. Oh yeah, I forgot to explain the smell in the haze. No, it wasn't Dad stepping on frogs. It seems that there are some major forest fires up around Fairbanks. Our hope is that by tomorrow it will clear up as we gain a little bit of elevation. I have a little picture of a bird. I'm going to go ahead and start reading for day 7, although I'll probably stop at some point because it's a long one. So here we are on day 8, 6/30/04, writing about day 7. Today was the visit to Denali Park. We got up early and headed to the Riley Camp Mercantile. It was here that we caught the bus that would take us out into the park. The day looked like it might clear out a little, and it did seem better than the previous day. However, the smoke haze lingered and did disrupt any chance to see Mount McKinley. That's not to say that we didn't get any views. Far from it. In fact, the views from Polychrome Pass were unbelievable. To start with, we began the trip kind of rough. I was lucky enough to get the seat on the bus with the wheel well. I'm here to say that a 6-hour tour on a school bus with your knees up to your chin level is not ranking up there with some of my favorite experiences. After boarding, the bus driver made a derogatory remark about Clinton and seatbelts. Uh-oh, this trip looked grim. Thank goodness it wasn't. Shortly into the trip, we began to see the wildlife, including a marmot, a ptarmigan family, a moose, an almost bear that was supposed to be in a valley, although no one saw it, some Dall sheep. We then saw a caribou take off full speed across the tundra. This was particularly exciting because these animals don't usually run like this unless a predator is around. After looking for a while, we could not find any, however. Oh well. Continuing on, there was ample evidence of 2 large predators. Wolf tracks followed the road for much of the high country. These were made by members of the East Fork Branch Pack, according to the driver. There was also a sign that had nails pounded in it in all directions. This was because the bears used to chew the signs to pieces. Now they simply use it to scratch their backs. Once we hit our turnaround point at the Talk River, there were 4 caribou hanging out under the road overpass. There were also 5 to 6 Dall sheep up on the mountain. On the ride back, we saw a pika which is a small gray rodent, another moose, ptarmigan, and more Dall sheep. Overall, a fantastic ride. After returning to the mercantile, we all decided to go to the sled dog show. This was awesome and dangerous. It was dangerous because between Bear and the sled dogs, Beth and I were getting very tempted to get a pup. Needless to say, getting to pet these powerful dogs was very fun. After the sled dog show, we went to dinner and then returned to the cabins. After a short rest, Beth and I returned to the town for a little decompression shopping trip. This was a good way to spend some quality time together. We were able to find a gift for Joellen's birthday and a thank you for letting us stay. The stay was very long and taxing, but still enjoyable.